Hey, this is Cassie, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout outs to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, habla Cindy, está viendo Deportes TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, UK legend, superstar, former heavyweight champion, two-time heavyweight champion, Frank Bruno, and up-and-coming UK prospect, Daniel Dubois, chimed in on what Anthony Joshua needs to do in the rematch with Andy Ruiz Jr. to be successful. Both men insinuated that Anthony Joshua needs to get rid of his entourage. They said that you have too many people around you that's not into the sport of boxing. Just because you have people around you, as an entourage, but they're not connected to the sport of boxing. They're just connected to you. And this goes back to what Anthony Joshua's father was saying about cutting some of the dead weight loose due to the fact that, you have guys just hanging around going for the ride. This is what Anthony Joshua's dad, Robert Joshua, had to say. And this coincides with what Daniel Dubois and Frank Bruno are saying. They're saying that, you got guys around you that are not connected to the sport of boxing. So they don't share the same passions as you do. They don't share the same goals as you do. So with that said, they're on a different path. So when Anthony Joshua, they don't understand what Anthony Joshua has to do to be successful, right? Because they're not in tune with that. So they're saying that maybe you need to surround yourself with more boxing minds instead of just having an entourage around you, a bunch of guys that's just hanging around you, going for the ride, like your father said, right? So, that's interesting to say the least, that you get all these people coming out now and stating that, Anthony Joshua needs to make changes. You don't hear a bunch of this as everything is going well in any sport. When you're winning, everything's all good. But when you lose, the dirty laundry gets aired. And that's what's going on here with Anthony Joshua as we getting a sneak peek into his backyard. We're starting to see things come out. So, the guys surrounding him, the people surrounding him are not boxing minds. They have no interest in the sport of boxing. They don't share the same sentiments he does. They don't share the same goals and the same paths that he does. It's not the same passion. They don't understand what it takes. They don't understand what he goes through in training camp. They don't understand what it takes to be a champion in the sport of boxing. And with that said, you're hearing a lot of people that's close to him, like his father, coming out and saying that he needs to make changes in and around the people around him that's in his immediate circle. And now you have Frank Bruno and Daniel Dubois coming out. Daniel Dubois said, listen, he don't want to chime in on people's personal life. He's just hoping that Anthony Joshua could right the wrong, correct what mistakes that he have, correct the flaws that he have, and bring the belts back to the UK for their flag, right? So, basically saying to represent their country. Frank Bruno stated the same, he echoed the same thing. They don't want to, poke and prowl at his private life, and they don't want to come off as, being disrespectful to Anthony Joshua. But everybody's saying the same thing. You had David Haye come out and say the same thing, that maybe Anthony Joshua needs to change his surroundings. You're getting too many people coming out and saying the same things in two different time zones. You understand what I'm saying? What I mean by time zones is they're not saying it's all in cahoots. It's two different interviews, it's different platforms, it's different places, and you're getting people echoing the same sentiments. That means when there's smoke, there's definitely fire. You understand what I'm saying? So with that said, when you get his father rushing at Eddie Hearn, you get his father saying that, he needs to cut loose some of the people just going for the ride and just using them, right? Now you're getting people coming out and stating that maybe he needs to make adjustments to his entourage because they're not boxing minds, and nobody in his team outside of his trainer and himself, are boxing minds. So, you have to, they say birds of a feather flock together. You have to surround those with that's on the same journey and the same path as you, or you're gonna fail. You understand what I'm saying? If you have people that's not on the same path as you, don't have the same sight that you have, don't have the same goals, don't have the same passion, don't share the same, oomph, you understand? They don't share that same understanding. It's just hard to succeed when you have that around you. Now, your will and your hunger to get to a certain level can carry you to a certain place, but eventually you're gonna have to get rid of some of that weight because it's gonna be too much to bear. And I think that's why you saw Anthony Joshua look relieved at the end of the Andy Ruiz Jr. fight, because he felt like, the pressure is off now. And so now you're getting guys like Frank Bruno and Daniel Dubois, who obviously have history with Anthony Joshua, obviously know what goes on with Anthony Joshua. Daniel Dubois has had multiple sparring sessions with Anthony Joshua. So he shared the ring with Anthony Joshua. And, Frank Bruno, Anthony Joshua, I'm pretty sure they have some sort of relationship. We've seen Anthony Joshua actually praise Frank Bruno at times. Now these guys are coming out and they're stating that maybe Anthony Joshua need to make adjustments to his entourage. So that's deep. That's distractions. You can't have distractions, So if Anthony Joshua is going to be successful against Andy Ruiz Jr., who's no pushover, who seems to might have Anthony Joshua's number, styles make fights. He seems like his style is all wrong for Anthony Joshua. That means Anthony Joshua got to lock himself in the vault, get himself mentally and prepared for what he needs to do. He needs to not have any distractions. So if you got guys around you that's being distractions, then Anthony Joshua needs to really look in the mirror and really make some serious adjustments to his career, or he's going to lose this fight with Andy Ruiz Jr. And that's what these guys are alluding to. If he hasn't made the necessary adjustments, he's going to lose this fight. And I believe that styles make fights, and this is a very important fight for Anthony Joshua in his career. He loses this fight, his career could be over. We could see the last of Anthony Joshua, because mentally it's going to be very, very difficult road to come back from. So it's ironically enough, we're getting a lot of people coming out and saying that he needs to change his circle. He needs to change his trainers, to be successful against Andy Ruiz Jr. And sometimes this could all be a panic, right? It could all be a panic. People could panic. When you lose, there's panic. You understand? And so he lost. This could be, a major panic. But I just think that styles make fights. And I think it's just it's not a coincidence that you're getting people with multiple different interviews, multiple different platforms saying the same thing. So I find that kind of hard to believe. I don't think it's just a coincidence. I think it's truth to it. So let's see how this all plays out, man. So Daniel Dubois and Frank Bruno believe that Anthony Joshua needs to make some adjustments to his entourage and his surroundings in order to be successful against Andy Ruiz Jr. That's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LBBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the Empress. Much love. Mwah.